Are you failing speaking again and again and again and again? Well, you won't be failing speaking much longer because me and Justin are about to explain to you the 4 reasons why you're failing speaking and what is the thing you need to do to fix it in every single situation. So keep watching. So, how does speaking in PT work? You guys have probably seen the previous video that we posted like a year ago, that it's all about your oral fluency, and Justin can put it over here where you can see how it works. So, if we have a look at what Pearson are actually looking for in your score report, there's only 2 things that they care for your speaking. So, your speaking score comes from only 2 things. The first one is your oral fluency, the second one is your pronunciation. So what exactly is oral fluency? Oral fluency is you talking continuously, nonstop, like I'm talking in all these videos nonstop, blah, 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 blah. So what it means is, even if my content is rubbish, if it's complete disaster, but I keep talking continuously, I should get 90 out of 90 in my oral fluency. Now, there's only one problem. If you keep talking about rubbish, you will not get marks in the other sections. So this is where this section comes in, which is your pronunciation. What exactly is pronunciation? Pronunciation is basically your accent, how clearly you say the words. So if we have a look here, oral fluency is your smooth, effortless, and natural paced delivery of speech. Your pronunciation is produced sounds in a way that's easy to understand for most regular speakers of that language. And obviously your regional accent is taken into consideration. So these are the 2 things we're going to focus on. Now, there are 4 possibilities why you're failing your speaking section. Are you getting a really, really high score in your oral fluency, but your pronunciation is low? This lady got 77 in speaking, but if you check, her oral fluency is 90 out of 90, meaning she kept talking continuously. However, her pronunciation was only 30. So what's the reason for that? There are 3 possible reasons why you might be getting really high oral fluency but really low pronunciation. The first reason is your pitch. What is your pitch? It's basically the voice, the way it's getting interpreted by the computer. So for example, guys usually tend to have a deeper voice, so we speak more like this, kind of in a very mean, deep way. Whereas girls will speak like in a very high-pitched voice. And obviously there's a normal range for guys and girls. But what tends to happen sometimes, some guys have a really, really deep voice. So their voice is too deep and it's not getting picked up properly by the computer. However, for some girls, the pitch is way too high, meaning their voice is so sharp that even though they keep talking continuously, it's not getting registered properly. So the girl you see here in particular, that was one of the situations. Her voice is very high, wasn't getting registered properly by the software. And of course, we can fix that. The second reason why you might be getting really high fluency but really low pronunciation is your volume. So if, let's say in the exam, you keep speaking continuously but you're very shy and you're speaking like this, and even though you're talking nonstop, what happens, the computer can record the waveform that you keep talking continuously, but the problem is it's so quiet that it's not able to recognize your words. So if I say, hey guys, this is Alex from Dream English, and today I'm going to talk about how to pass the speaking section. Obviously, you can hear some noise. So if Justin put a volume indicator, there is some volume coming through, there is some speech, but it's not recognizable. And this is the reason why you'd be failing your speaking section. The third possibility is you don't know where to put this thing. You got the wrong mic positioning. So how do we fix this? Okay, here's what some people do. Some people are very shy and very self-conscious, and they think that by bringing the microphone in closer to their mouth like this, if they whisper, but if the microphone is really close, it's going to help them pass their speaking. So this is not true. In fact, if you bend in the microphone and you put it too close, especially for all you girls, all the shy people that are very quiet and reserved, this actually will not help you get a higher score. What happens when the microphone is this close, their mics are very sensitive. It actually distorts the sound because it's picking up your breathing. So we already had a video where we explained the proper mic positioning, and Justin can put it over here. You can watch it afterwards. But basically, ideally, you want to have the microphone same height like your lips, okay? And you want to have it roughly 3 to 4 fingers away between your face and your mouth. So it should not be directly in front of your line of breathing. So this is the first way how we can solve it. The second possibility, the second reason why you're failing speaking. You might have really high pronunciation score, but your oral fluency is low, meaning you speak very clearly, it's easy to understand, but the problem is you're not talking continuously without stop. So how do we fix this? What's the issue? There's only one issue: you're too slow. So probably you're trying to focus too much on your pronunciation and you're speaking like this and you're trying to go too slow. But the problem is that speed is not what they consider smooth and effortless and natural pace. It's actually below natural pace. So a lot of websites that you guys might practice from, you know, those websites, they're all free. They show you your pronunciation score or your accuracy. And some people focus too much on how clearly they're saying the words and they slow down. So the only thing you need to do, you need to speed up, increase the speed. The third possibility why you're failing is speaking. And by the way, this is the most frustrating one for everybody. You're getting a really, really high score, maybe even 90 out of 90 in oral fluency, and you're getting 90 out of 90 in pronunciation. So what's the problem? You speak very clearly, you speak continuously without any pauses, you know formats, you are fluent. Why are you failing? So for the last roughly 2-3 weeks, I had a few guys that are in IT, they struggle with their speaking section. And almost every night we try to do mock tests, we practice the speaking, and there's one common thing that they're messing up without realizing. Before I tell you the reason why, you guys need to check out this video. And we mentioned what are the changes in the exam, what are the 5 things that used to work but don't work anymore. One of them is about your image formats and retail lecture formats and speed of your speaking in the speaking section. People that used to get 90 don't get 90 anymore. And this is related because you might still get 90 in your fluency, you might still get 90 in pronunciation, but you're failing. So what's the issue? You can see a score if we did a speaking mock test, we did a Pearson mock test, this is the official mock test to see where this person is struggling. And as you can see, this gentleman got only 76 in speaking, which is frustrating because you missed by a few points. He got 89 in his oral fluency, he got 74 in his pronunciation. So look, 90% of other people, if they got 89 in fluency, 74 in pronunciation, they would get 90 in speaking. Now, what's the problem with this person? What's the issue? The reason why they're failing is because they're following the old strategies. They're not following the new strategies. So here are some things that could possibly be going wrong for you. The first one is your timing. You're either not speaking for long enough, or you're speaking for too much, or you might have false starts. So if you have a look at the screen over here, this is what they're looking for when they talk about oral fluency. Now, what a lot of people are doing, they're not speaking with an acceptable rhythm, meaning their speed is very irregular. Even though they keep talking continuously, there are no major pauses in your recording. They're kind of like a roller coaster. They're going up and down. Sometimes they go really fast, other times they slow down. Sometimes they go fast, and then they go very slow. So even though I'm talking continuously, it's not consistent. Another reason could be is the phrasing, meaning when you say a sentence, there's a particular place where I'm going to have inflections and pauses and intonations. So these people tend to put the intonations in the wrong place. I'll give you guys an example. I have quite a few students that come from South India. They speak Telugu or Tamil. And even though they might get 90 in fluency, their pacing is off. Or a lot of those guys will put a really heavy emphasis on some tones, on some words, whereas a native speaker, I wouldn't necessarily emphasize that word, right? So this is one of the problems. The second reason why you might be getting 19 fluency and 19 pronunciation, but you're still failing is you're right, it's your breathing. So what tends to happen, as you guys know, I would still highly recommend to follow a format for your describe image, to follow a format for your retail lecture. The reason why, because a structure helps you talk fluently. Now, the problem is some of you guys and girls get so accustomed to a particular structure and you're so good at memorizing and you can talk nonstop, but you're doing this. I've got an image in front of me. Let me have a close look at this image. After having a look at this image, I can see several trends emerging on the screen. I can see this on the screen. I can also see this. 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 So what happens? Even though you keep talking continuously, you're not breathing. And I wish I could show you if we ran a test. What happens whenever you start speaking, whenever you take a breath, there's a spike in your voice. And then if you keep talking continuously, your voice gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, right? A lot of you guys that have maybe an iPhone, if you go to an app on your iPhone called Voice Memos, it shows you, just pay attention when you speak continuously. Anytime you take a breath, there is a spike. That's actually not a bad thing. That's a good thing. In fact, you should take quite a few breaths, but the breath should be short. The fourth reason why you might be failing your speaking, your oral fluency is low, your pronunciation is low. What do you do? So you guys just saw a few results on the screen with people that are really struggling in fluency, really struggling in pronunciation. So what's the issue in that situation? There could be a few different reasons why. The first one is you don't have any structure. You have no idea what you're doing. You don't know how you're supposed to speak for described image. You have no idea how to make up sentences and phrases and retell lecture. You're just trying to wing it on the spot. Your English is not that strong, so it's hard for you to think and talk at the same time. That's option one. That's easy to fix. We give you a structure. We teach you how to do it. That's done. That's the easiest one. The second reason why is you're too quiet and you're mumbling. If you're quiet, the software oftentimes won't be able to even register that you're talking. And when you mumble, your pronunciation is going to be affected as well because it can't pick up your words. So you need to speak loud. You need to speak clear. You need to open your mouth. You guys are paying more than $300, nearly $400 for this test. You don't care about anybody else in the room. It's your exam. It's yours to pass. It's yours to fail. So don't fail your exam because you feel too conscious around other people in the room. I'm not saying you should shout and disturb everybody, but what I'm saying is speak with a strong voice. Speak like you'd speak in front of a group of people at your job. And the last reason why your oral fluency is low, your pronunciation is low, and I'm not talking 50s and 60s, I'm talking like 20 or 15 or even 10. The reason may be that you had a technical issue. So if that was the situation, you guys can see this video over here that Justin is going to put, where Shan explains how to write a letter to Pearson, how to send them an email about a technical issue. But basically, if you had a faulty microphone, doesn't matter how fluent you were, doesn't matter how clearly you speak, you're going to fail no matter what. So it's your right to actually sit for a free exam, but you need to know when it's actually a technical issue or when it's an issue on your side because you have no idea what you're doing. So if you guys have any questions, comment below. Love this video, like it, love it, leave a comment. Tell us which one of these categories you fit in. Is your fluency high, pronunciation low? Pronunciation high, fluency low? Both are high but you're still failing, or both are low? Then let us know.
Action.
Bye. I don't know what you're telling me.
90 BTE.
Watch this playlist. Watch this playlist right here. Bro, the last part was good. I was like rhyming as I was talking. Shit, too hot in here. I'm dying.